Emily Parker had always prided herself on being independent, the kind of woman who didn't rely on anyone for her happiness. She had a steady job at a small marketing firm in Chicago, an apartment that she had decorated to reflect her personality, warm, cozy, and full of little details that made it feel like home. But after her divorce, she discovered that independence could be lonely. Nights were the hardest, when the apartment was silent and she had no one to share her thoughts with. Friends were supportive, but they had their own lives. The sense of emptiness was persistent, nagging at her in moments she least expected. She told herself that life would get better, that she was fine on her own, yet the truth was that she craved connection more than she wanted to admit. One crisp Saturday afternoon, Emily decided to take a walk to clear her mind. The streets were alive with the buzz of weekend activity, children playing, and couples strolling hand in hand. She felt a pang of longing but tried to push it aside. That's when she saw him, Jason Miller. They had worked together at a project 2 years ago, and he had always been approachable and kind, someone who had a way of making even the most mundane conversations feel special. He was standing outside a cafe, chatting with the barista, and as soon as he noticed Emily, his face lit up. "Emily, wow, it's been ages," he exclaimed, his voice carrying a warmth that made her chest tighten. She smiled, a bit awkwardly at first, and soon they were exchanging hugs and small talk. What began as casual conversation quickly turned into a long chat. They found a corner inside the cafe, settled with their drinks, and discovered that, despite the time apart, they still shared a natural rhythm. Emily felt an unexpected lightness in her chest, a sense that maybe life was offering her a new possibility. Over the next few weeks, these chance meetings turned into planned outings, coffee dates, walks in the park, and eventually dinners. Emily began to notice things about Jason that she hadn't appreciated before: his attentiveness, the way he remembered the smallest details about people, and his laugh, which was contagious and genuine. One evening, after a quiet dinner at a small Italian restaurant, Jason walked her to her apartment. The night was clear, stars twinkling in the sky, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves on the trees. Emily's heart was pounding in a way that felt unfamiliar but thrilling. She realized that her feelings for him were more than friendship. There was a spark, a connection she hadn't felt in years. As they reached her doorstep, Jason turned to her, his eyes searching hers. "Emily, I've really enjoyed spending time with you," he said softly. "I feel like, maybe we could be more than friends." Emily's breath caught. She had been afraid to admit it to herself, but in that moment, she knew she wanted to give him a chance. Not because she was lonely, but because her heart had begun to trust again. "I think I'd like that," she whispered, a mix of nervousness and excitement flooding her senses. The days that followed were filled with small yet profound moments. Jason would send thoughtful texts just to ask about her day. He surprised her with a book she had mentioned in passing, and one evening, he showed up at her apartment with coffee and a blanket for a late-night movie. These gestures, simple as they were, reinforced Emily's decision to open her heart. She learned that love wasn't about grand gestures or perfect timing, it was about presence, patience, and sincerity. Emily also began to confront her own fears. Memories of her failed marriage surfaced, along with doubts about whether she could trust again. There were moments when she would hesitate, second-guessing herself, wondering if she was moving too fast or putting her heart at risk. But Jason never pressured her. Instead, he listened, supported, and gave her the space she needed to navigate her emotions. In doing so, he showed her that giving someone a chance didn't mean giving up control, it meant trusting herself and allowing connection to flourish naturally. Weeks turned into months, and Emily found herself gradually shedding the layers of anxiety and doubt that had built up over the years. They shared quiet mornings sipping coffee, long walks discussing everything from childhood dreams to career ambitions, and laughter-filled afternoons where time seemed to stand still. Each moment was a testament to the decision she had made to trust again. Emily realized that vulnerability, while frightening, was also the key to experiencing joy fully. It wasn't always easy, and there were times when she felt uncertain, but she understood that life's most meaningful experiences often required courage. One rainy afternoon, as Emily and Jason walked through the park under a shared umbrella, she reflected on her journey. Just months ago, she had been cautious, reserved, and skeptical about letting anyone in. Now, she felt a sense of peace she hadn't known in years. Jason squeezed her hand gently, and she felt the weight of past fears lifting, replaced by hope and anticipation. She realized that giving him a chance wasn't just about the possibility of romance, it was about reclaiming her own capacity to trust, to love, and to embrace life fully. Their bond deepened in unexpected ways. They discovered shared hobbies, took weekend trips to the countryside, and enjoyed quiet evenings cooking together. Emily found joy in the ordinary, appreciating small gestures like Jason laughing at her favorite shows or leaving little notes around her apartment. Each day reinforced the idea that love was a choice, a decision to nurture connection, and a commitment to mutual understanding and respect. Emily also noticed a change within herself. She became more confident, more willing to take risks in her personal and professional life. The relationship with Jason reminded her that opening her heart didn't mean vulnerability was weakness, it was strength. She began to invest in her friendships more deeply, pursue projects she had been hesitant about, and even consider new opportunities for her career. Love, she realized, was transformative in ways that extended far beyond romance. Months later, as they sat on a hill overlooking the city at sunset, Emily felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. She remembered the fear and hesitation that had once held her back, and now she recognized that giving Jason a chance had also meant giving herself a chance to live fully. Every laugh, every quiet moment, and every heartfelt conversation had contributed to her growth. In embracing this relationship, she had discovered resilience, hope, and the enduring power of connection. Looking back, Emily understood that the journey wasn't just about finding love again, it was about reclaiming her sense of self. She realized that the courage to take a chance, to trust someone despite past hurts, and to allow vulnerability was the foundation for a meaningful, joyful life. Jason had become not only a partner but a mirror reflecting her own strength and capacity for growth. And in that reflection, she saw a woman transformed, ready to embrace whatever life had to offer. The story of Emily and Jason is a testament to the profound impact of choosing hope over fear. It reminds us that life's most significant changes often begin with a single decision, a decision to open our hearts, trust again, and embrace the unknown. Emily's journey shows that love, patience, and vulnerability can lead to unexpected joy, personal growth, and a renewed sense of purpose. By giving someone a chance, she discovered the extraordinary power of taking risks, trusting in the possibilities, and creating a life full of connection, warmth, and fulfillment. And in the end, as the city lights flickered to life and the stars shimmered above, Emily knew that the choice she had made, to give Jason a chance, was the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with hope, courage, and the quiet, enduring happiness of being truly seen and loved.